Tank Davis, Gervonta Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach. It's happening in Houston, Texas. You are the only man to beat Lamont Roach. What do you think about the fight?
I don't think so. I know people giving it hell because of Tank, and they expect. I get it, y'all expect a higher pedigree from Tank. I understand your frustration as a fight fan, but again, not to make excuses for Tank, but I don't see there's not too many options around for him right now in terms. We all want. I was hoping to see the Lomachenko fight, but Loma said he's taking the rest of the year off. Shakur had a fight scheduled already, but he messed his hand up or whatever. That go. And then you look around the landscape. I mean, there's not just not really much for him. The least I can on top of my head I can think of right now for him to fight. I think Williams Cepeda tied up, or he's tied up already with Tevin Farmer. So I'm saying
Right.
a lot of these guys I can think of just right off the top of my head, they're kind of tied up. But again, Lamont's gonna come to fight. I've known Lamont and Tank since they were about like 12, 13 years old. You know what I mean? So I've known both of them because I used to train out there in the DMV area, with Barry Hunter and them guys. So I'm very familiar with both of those cats. But I mean, it's a good rivalry. They had history in the amateurs. You see now they started to go back and forth. So I'm not mad at the fight. But I guess but again, I see what people saying. Oh, to take did it, but I get it. But you can't knock a man for stepping up. You can't knock Lamont for stepping up. It's a huge task in front of him. But again, he's stepping up. So I'm not mad at him on that one. And again, Tank ain't got many options. So it is what it is.
You spoke upon he doesn't have many options. Do you feel like he's the most avoided fighter at 135 pounds?
I don't know. I wouldn't say that because again, I know people in the comments would think differently. They would say the opposite. Like they would try to say maybe he's not trying to, fight the best or whatever. So it depends who you talk to. But again, it's just the landscape of the business right now. You see how the business is changing, and it's like everybody's on a different path or on a different side again. So it's just the business of the nature of the sport right now. But I don't know, man. Of course, there's a lot of good fights there's a lot of great fights that he could be put in with notable names out there. But again, it's all about the timing, I guess, right now because everybody's is on a whole different path right now. Whether they're out for the year or other circumstances, everyone's on a different path right now.
Some people are calling this a cherry pick. Some people are saying that this is underrated, that people are not shedding enough light to it. In
Right.
your eyes, you fought Lamont Roach. How good is he?
Lamont's good. I mean, like I said, me and Lamont, we used to spar a lot, so we was very familiar with each other in their ring. So of course, again, people forget though too, man, and it's like they try to when they try to knock him, they try to knock me right along with him. Like, oh, he lost the like again, people forget when I fought
Yeah,
Lamont.
they're doing you grimy. They're doing you grimy. You're right.
I fought him, he was undefeated. He was actually the mandatory, so he had to fight his way up to the number one position in it, but in the ranking. So he was, what I'm saying, he was my mandatory. He was undefeated. He's 10 years younger. He's 10 years younger than me. So again, he came in there hungry, and it was his first world title shot. And after I just came off my first world title shot, for me, I had to beat the champion. Then I had to jump right straight into my mandatory fight with Lamont. But again, I mean, I know how good he is. Just because he's not maybe not be familiar with the bigger audience doesn't mean that he's a bad fighter. I mean, just look at even my brother Bud's last fight. People thought he only had 11 fights. He wasn't nobody, but he was a good fighter too. You know what I mean? So, and, I believe an Olympic medalist at that. So
Madrimov.
yeah, I get it. Like I get it. When fans aren't familiar with certain fighters, I get it. I respect y'all opinion and everything. But again, Lamont, he's not a bad fighter. Of course, yeah, we're gonna, Tank is gonna be the huge favorite. But it's not to say that, Lamont is a bad fighter or a bum. I wouldn't say that. He is a world champion. He's a world champion. He came back from the loss when and he worked his way back up and he became a world champion. So you got to give him some credit for that. You know what I mean?
Mm. What do you remember in your fight with Lamont Peterson? I mean, I
I,
said Lamont Peterson.
I,
Lamont Roach.
I remember I got
You
hurt in the
fought
11th.
Peterson too? You sparred him? You sparred Peterson?
All them cats. That's what I'm saying. We all came like I'm like me, Lamont. We like Lamont Roach, Lamont Peterson. We all sparred like in the same. Like I got pictures of like we was all in the same camps together. So like I'm very familiar with them guys. But what I remember from the fight, I got hurt. Lamont hit me with a I tried to go for I tried to throw my uppercut too far out, and he hit me with a temple shot 11th round. But again, for the most part, I had to be basically the busier fighter because I knew Lamont could be a slow starter, so I had to rally up those early rounds and then put him in the bag. Because you see, he came on strong at the end of that fight. I take nothing from Lamont, but again, I was just the better man all around. Even to the point now where Lamont still, me and Lamont got there's no animosity. He still wants to get that get back at times, for with a rematch or whatever. But so again, I don't like I said. I mean, I'm happy. So I'm cool having the victory, but I don't take nothing from Lamont. In any way, like again, he's a world champion now, and I just wish him the best in the world.
Mm. Is he ready? Is he ready for Gervonta Tank Davis?
I think so. I mean, despite like I say, which I could say in terms of the just like these guys are familiar with each other. They like somebody was asking me like, what can I tell Tank about Lamont? There's nothing I can tell Tank about Lamont. If anything, Tank knows more about Lamont than I know about, you know what I mean? Than I know about Lamont. These guys, they grew up together, pretty much, especially in the amateurs, especially when you're in the same state, area, you're gonna see the same fighter over and over again throughout, since from the time y'all growing up together as in the rankings. So again, I think it's one of those things where they know each other so well that it might be some shock value here and there in that fight because again, like these guys, they know each other like the back of their hands.
Mm. How do you have the fight going? Like, talk to me. What you
Of course,
see?
man. Like I said, I choose. I mean, I got Tank, of course, because it's Tank. Let's be real. We know what Gervonta brings to the table. But again, I think a hungry Lamont can be, what I'm saying, can put up a good fight. But of course, yeah, like I said, I'll side with taking the matchup. But again, I'm not going to sit there and say Lamont is a scrub or a bum. I'm not going to disrespect the man. If I was a betting man, I'm just saying I would have to side with Tank in that fight. But I think, like I said, my only thing against that fight is I wish they would have had it in there. I think it would have been bigger in the DMV, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So I think that's a fight because the history between those two, that fight should have been in, what I'm saying, somewhere in Maryland or whatever. But again, that's my only thing that I have to say anything negative about the fight. But it's in Houston. My bro is down there right now, so he was like, "Shut up," he want to go see it. So for all the guys, all the cats out there in Houston, what I'm saying, yeah, I guess y'all get y'all in for a treat, especially if they put on a good card overall. It is what it is.
All right. Who would you like to see on that card? It's in Houston. Do we need to see the Charlos come back? Like, talk to me.
I
Who you
think
want to
there's room.
see?
I think, this is the thing, man. I know there's a lot of fans. Y'all can agree when I say this. When you get certain like certain guys at a certain level, you gotta look at it as like this. Some guys don't want to be on the undercard of particular, individuals. Some guys feel like they should be, headlining their own cards. You know what I mean? So, so like, again, like I said, I've heard rumors. I'm saying it's probably just nothing but a rumor, but like like Demetrius Andrade and Jamal Charlo, something like that. But yeah, uh,
Woo-hoo-hoo.
like I wouldn't mind seeing a fight like that. But again, it all depends, man. But I hope we at least get at least like then the build up at least a good decent scrap on there too, like something like that. But yeah, man. But again, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have some interesting fights. Probably gonna have some sleepers that we wasn't even expecting to be, to come out to be good fights. So, but we'll see.
Obviously, Tank's a draw everywhere. I think the last time he's been in Houston, where Santa Cruz was Santa Cruz in Houston.
I don't even remember. I gotta look that up myself. I know somebody in the comments might know.
Let me know when's the last time Tank Davis has fought in Houston. Chat. We got some of the best chat in boxing. Smash the like button. We got 86 people on the live. let's hit that like button so we can get this thing moving. Smash that like button like you never smashed your lady before, even when you had them babysitters, on a Friday night. Smash that. So, all right, you're saying he could put up a good fight. You're
Yeah.
not saying he could win. You said that he could put up a good fight.
Anything is possible in boxing, bro. But again, if I had to choose, I'm picking Tank. You know what I mean? That's just the choice. You know, my preference in terms of style wise. You know what I mean? But again, Lamont's sneaky. Lamont could be tricky. He could be tricky.
Wait a minute, they're saying that Tank never fought in Houston. That
Okay.
Leo Santa Cruz is in San Antonio.
All right. Yeah.
Wait a minute. All right, so do you feel like
What's good, HLB?
HLD in the building? No, that's HLB in the building.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're at this point that do you feel like maybe the card has to do with why it's going to be in Houston?
I hope that's the case. Like I said, because again, I hope they're gonna put on some Texas talent. You know what I mean? But again, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not. That's a Leonard Ellaby. Shout out to my man Leonard Ellaby. It's a Leonard Ellaby question, man. I got to talk to Leonard.
Mm.
Like, what's the whole arithmetic behind that fight?
So you believe that Gervonta Tank Davis wins? How does he win? Does he win by murder, sleepy time? Does it go the distance? How does it go down? What round?
Let me. I'm being
If you
real.
was a betting man.
I probably would have to go for the knockout, honestly. Because you got Lamont. I don't think he's for that. Well, I don't think he's for as high as lightweight, but Lamont's a dude. He can put some weight on. I see you seen the comments they be going at each other on Twitter, like Lamont saying he telling Tank he got to spar bigger dudes. The Lamont gonna put some size on, but again, it's Tank, man. Like Frank Martin was a big solid dude at 135, and we seen how that played out. You know what I mean?
Mm. They're saying in the comments, lucky number 7.
Lucky Enzo White.
Do you like 7? Is that talk to me?
7. I give it. I'm gonna go against Enzo. I'm gonna give it at least 8. I'm gonna say 8. I'm gonna give it 8.
Mm.
I
Gervonta
don't.
Tank Davis
I
on
don't like.
Twitter.
I don't see championship rounds. Like I don't know.
You don't
Tank.
see it.
They think about it. They say take a slow starter, but again, Lamont can be a slow starter at times too. So well, get that engine running first. You know what I mean?
Mm. Tank goes and says, "Thank me later."
Nah, I know, but nah, my man said Lamont definitely was way more experienced than Frank. You know what I'm saying? Amateur and pro. I would say that.
So
I just say like again, I think majority, if not all, Lamont's career has been at 130.
are you sure about that? I thought
I think
he hasn't had he's had fights at 35.
you sure it wasn't like tweeners. You know what I mean? Because for the most part, you
The
know what I mean.
tweeners, yeah, I could see that. The
Because like I
tweeners.
said, sometimes we don't fight at 130 exactly. There's no belt on the line. We probably fight at maybe 133, 32. You know what I'm saying? But in terms of like
What you saying? He ain't a real 135 pounder.
he hasn't really never campaigned at 135 pounds. You know what I mean? Like at least Tank, he at least fought as high as 140. You know?
Okay. Well, thank God for Google.
Hey, right. Thank God for box right. Box
All
right still.
right. All right.
Damn. All right, man. Shit, Roach been in win to 140. God.
Yeah, I thought that he went to 142. That's why I was like, you sure about that?
That's why I fuck with y'all, man. I appreciate that, man.
All day, all day. I'm
I,
telling you, we have the best chat.
I be tuning in. I'll be tuning in with y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for correcting that.